Is Christianity all about success, fulfillment, #goals? If we listen to the trends of modern Christianity, the answer might seem to be yes, when leaders and churches and social media are constantly bombarding us with messages of materialism, of love of self, and of all sorts of humanism. You see, we all know that salvation is a free gift given to us from God. And yet it can be so easy as a Christian to take that free gift and to accept it and to, yes, one day acknowledge the Lordship of Jesus Christ on our lives, but then to kind of take that and put that to one side and to put our spiritual lives into neutral as we pursue our own goals and hope that somehow we'll sort of coast our way towards heaven. I wonder if you ever noticed this little verse that's tucked away in Luke chapter 12, verse 48. He says, For everyone to whom much is given, from him much will be required. And to whom much has been committed, of him they will ask more. For those Christians that are out there living their best life, this is a most inconvenient verse. You see, Jesus teaches us in the New Testament that salvation and the being born again is just the beginning. From there, we are called to be stewards of the gifts and of the grace that God gives us. Time and time again, through the different parables of the talents, the Good Samaritan, the fig tree, the faithful servant, Jesus explains to us and teaches us that we are to work out, to exercise our Christianity through the works that he gives us to perform. Apostle Paul goes on in 1 Corinthians to teach us that we as Christians are to be the hands and the feet of Jesus on the earth. And the Old and New Testament are full of examples that incite the people of God to do works that represent the heart of the Father, to minister to people, to orphans, to widows, to the poor, to the hungry, to the needy, to shine the light of Christ in an ever-darkening world. Let's have a look at Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10. It says that, For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus, for good works, which God himself prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. The Apostle Paul goes on to say in 1 Corinthians 3:13 that every man's work will be tested through fire to see what stands. You see, the inconvenient truth is that Christians need to be aware that one day we will be called to give account for what God has entrusted to us, what God has given us. But the good news is that a reward awaits those who have been faithful, those who have not only followed Jesus, but those who have carried out the works that he's given us to carry out, who have preached the message, who have tended to those the Lord has put on their paths. Let's have a look in Hebrews 12. Hebrews 12, verse 1, he says, Therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and every sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that was set before us. We are called to persevere in that high and noble calling, not simply believing, accepting that Jesus is the Son of God, but in continuing to follow his example and to live his life on this earth, that he might work out everything that he wants to do through his hands and feet, that's you and I, and that we might follow him all the days of our lives.